Well, the David Maraga succession contest formally kicks off tomorrow as the Judicial Service Commission interviews 10 candidates shortlisted for the Chief Justice's slot. Now, the behind-the-scenes intrigues, internal and external overtures to influence the Commission's pick are clouding the process, with petitions being drafted contesting the participation of acting Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu, as well as Commissioners Patrick Gishoy and Professor Olive Mugenda in the high-stakes recruitment exercise. But as Chamutai Goin reports, JSC Secretary Anne Amadi says all commissioners will take part, downplaying pressure for their recusal.
The search for Kenya's third Chief Justice under the 2010 Constitution order kicks off Monday morning, with 10 hopefuls squaring it out for the top judiciary job. High Court Judge Justice Said Juma Chitembwe will be the first on the hot seat to convince the 9-member Judicial Service Commission why he was the best man to take over from retired Chief Justice David Maraga. But even before Chitembwe and 9 other contestants plead their case before the recruiting panel, questions have emerged on the impartiality of some of the JSC commissioners. One of the shortlisted candidates, former DPP Philip Murgor, has petitioned JSC to lock out acting Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu out of the recruitment panel, citing alleged conflict of interest since one of the contestants, Senior Counsel Fred Ngatia, represented her in a court case. Similar petitions have been filed against Commissioners Professor Olive Mugenda and Patrick Gishoy, petitions the JSC has downplayed.
Remember, when the Chief Justice is not there, then he is not there. So last time we had the Vice Chair chairing the interviews, and that is what is going to happen this time. So all the commissioners will sit at the interviews.
With the critical role that the Chief Justice plays as head of the judiciary and the Supreme Court that has the original jurisdiction to hear and determine presidential election petitions, the search for Maraga's successor, barely 16 months to the polls, has sparked interest from various parties keen on influencing JSC's choice. Some forces within the judiciary pushing for the recruitment of a Chief Justice from the bench, just like Maraga. Other players pushing for a candidate who has not been a judge previously, evoking the all-too-familiar insider versus outsider contest. JSC, prior to the interviews that will be televised live, has received submissions from various stakeholders, among them the civil society, trade unions, the Law Society of Kenya, and a cross-section of citizens on the suitability of the nominees.
They said that we want a Chief Justice who has integrity, a Chief Justice who will give jurisprudential leadership to the judiciary. We want a Chief Justice who is able to work with various kinds of people and so forth. And we put all this information together because these views were not being taken just for the sake of it. They mean something.
Questions have been raised on the competence, integrity and capacity of some of the candidates. Among those whose suitability has been questioned include Murgor, Professor Patricia Kamerimbote, Martha Koome and Professor Moni Wekesa.
For the complaints, the candidates were asked to respond. They all responded, and the commission will take into account those issues in carrying out the interviews.
And to ensure that Maraga's successor is a man or woman of integrity, their personal information has been sought from key bodies to confirm their standing.
We also are obligated to seek information from various vetting agencies. This includes the Kenya Revenue Authority, the National Intelligence Service, the EACC, the Law Society of Kenya, among other agencies, to give us information that they have that may be of interest to the Commission in determining who the next Chief Justice should be.
Chitembwe, the first candidate to be interviewed, is a High Court judge serving in the Civil Division and will be riding on his 29 years' experience in the legal profession. He will, however, face the daunting task of cleaning his image, soiled by corruption allegations lodged against him in 2009, leading to his suspension from the bench. He was, however, cleared in 2011 after the court found that he had no case to answer. Professor Patricia Mbote, Appellate Judge Martha Koome, High Court Judge Marete Njagi, Philip Murgor, the former DPP, Labour Relations Judge Matthews Nduma, Senior Lawyer Fred Ngatia, Court of Appeal President Justice William Ouko, law scholar Dr. Moni Wekesa, and lawyer Alice Yano are also in the Maraga succession race. After the 10-day marathon interviewing the nominees for the Chief Justice position, the Commission will also interview 9 nominees eyeing the position of Judge of the Supreme Court. The vacancy arose out of Professor Jackton Bomo Ojwang's retirement last year. And once the JSC finalizes the process of vetting those seeking to be Chief Justice and Judge of the Supreme Court, they will transmit their final report to President Uhuru Kenyatta, who will in turn nominate individuals who will be vetted by Parliament. And if everything goes to plan, by possibly end of May, Kenyans will know who will be the next Chief Justice and member of the Supreme Court bench. Chimutaigo in Citizen TV at the Supreme Court buildings in Nairobi.